Okay, so today we're diving straight into this really interesting case study from Ethelred Components. It paints a picture of this company just stuck in what they called a perpetual gray twilight.
Mm. That phrase really captures it, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
feeling of just confusion, a quiet wait.
Exactly. And you feel it through employees like Marcus, 20 years there, and his instructions, described as a tangled yarn, constantly shifting.
Yeah, just chaos. So our mission here really is to figure out what specific structural things went wrong to cause that kind of burnout, and crucially, what specific mechanism they used to actually, turn the ship around.
Where do we even start with the diagnosis?
Well, the source material points directly at something they label B4,
Hmm.
the performance pressure trap. It sounds dramatic, but it's a very real, vicious feedback loop.
Okay, a performance pressure trap.
Yeah.
Unpack that for us. What does that look like day to day at Ethelred?
It's frantic energy going nowhere. You miss targets, right? So execs react often with confusing, sometimes contradictory directives. Do this now. No, do that.
Ah, okay, more pressure.
Exactly. And that pressure makes people rush, make more mistakes, which guess what?
Guarantees you miss the next target.
You got it. And the cycle just feeds itself. It's pure exhaustion, but not from productive work. It's from the structure being broken.
So the new director, Alara, she comes in, and instead of some big master plan announcement, she just listens.
Yeah, she listened. And the problems, the structural ones, became pretty obvious, pretty fast.
Like with Marcus, what was his core issue?
His frustration came from what the model calls poor stratification of work.
Stratification, so layers. What does that mean for Marcus trying to do his job?
It means his job bled into everyone else's. His tasks overlapped with like 3 other departments. So anything he tried to do needed endless sign-offs, got reworked constantly. Just paralysis.
Okay, that makes sense. And she also saw the opposite problem.
Right. She saw Priya, this really bright young engineer, basically drowning in tasks that were way, way below her skill level.
Oh, that's painful.
Total misalignment of task complexity and employee capability. The organization was, in effect, sabotaging its own talent by its very structure.
So Alara's first move is defining roles clearly, sharpening those lines. But wait, doesn't that often just lead to more red tape, more bureaucracy?
It's a huge risk, absolutely. You could end up with silos. But they managed to avoid that, it seems, by activating what the model calls the managerial clarity cycle, R1.
Managerial clarity cycle.
Yeah, it forced managers, like Marcus's boss Ben, to stop just, passing along the chaos from above. They had to actually become allocators of work, define the boundaries, say, Marcus, this is your area, your expertise, you own the solution here.
Ah, so Ben stops giving frantic orders and starts giving clear, achievable goals within that defined space.
Precisely, and that clarity is what finally unlocked Marcus's decades of experience. He could actually solve problems in his area without needing 6 layers of permission first.
Okay, that structural piece is clicking into place. But clear roles are one thing. Getting people motivated within those roles, that often comes down to compensation, right?
It definitely plays a huge part. And this is where Ethelred made another critical move. It wasn't just about giving raises, though.
No. What was then?
It was about logic, about trust. The old system felt random, political maybe.
Right.
So HR stepped in. They benchmarked every single role against its measured level of work. Not just titles, but the actual complexity and responsibility.
Okay, so objective measures.
Exactly. Replacing that who shouts loudest system with proper job evaluation. And when they rolled out this new structure, it created what the model calls felt fairness of compensation.
Felt fairness. I like that term. It's about perception.
It's everything. That feeling of fairness, it was like the lubricant the system needed. It ignited the performance engine R2 and started to mend that broken organizational trust.
And you could see the difference on the ground.
Absolutely. The source mentions Priya, now actually challenged by her work, partnering up with Marcus's team. Before, with the silos and confusion, a certain quality issue was seen as like impossible to fix.
And now?
Now, with clear roles, fair pay, and growing trust, they knocked it out in a week. Collaboration just happened.
Wow. From tangled yarn to solving impossible problems in a week, that's quite a shift.
It's the virtuous cycle kicking in, replacing the vicious one. You see people moving from just coping to actually contributing, mastering their work.
Was there a moment where this new system was really tested, where the old habits tried to creep back in?
Yeah, the quarterly review. An executive apparently pushed for one of those old-style blitzes, frantic push to maximize short-term output.
The old pressure trap rearing its head.
Exactly. But Alara held the line. She protected the new structure. She argued basically that steady, aligned improvement was better than these panic-driven sprints. She trusted the system they built.
And for Marcus, did the gray twilight finally lift for him?
It did. The material talks about deep satisfaction with work. And it wasn't just the fair pay, though that mattered. It was knowing his contribution was clear, it mattered. He saw himself not as tangled in yarn, but as a master weaver, helping create something coherent, something valuable.
So, the big takeaway here for you listening, this transformation wasn't some overnight miracle. No single big announcement fixed it.
No, it was more like a slow rising tide, built patiently on getting the structure right, getting the roles clear, making compensation fair, and building operational trust, step by step.
Right. They weren't really searching for a treasure chest, like a sudden jump in profits, although that likely followed. The real quest was for a different state of being for the company, an organization where people actually have the clarity, the support, the structure, really, to fulfill their potential.
Well put.
So the question we leave you with is this. What structures, what tangled ways of working might be trapping potential right now in your world?